Okay, so this is not a new idea, and it's not my idea, but I thought I would use it for our Bible journaling class. And I've got a card, I've got a piece of junk paper, and this is a piece of paper towel that happens to have some color on it. It is actually fabric dye, but you could use watercolor or anything else on there. I'm going to use some Mod Podge and just a brush, shake that up. And what I should do, or what I could do, is paint this with gesso, but I don't want to take that long to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat this with the Mod Podge, because then I'd have to let the gesso dry, and that's just another step. And so that's probably the more ideal solution, but since I don't know if everybody has gesso or not, I'm just going to do it this way. Kind of save you a little bit, because almost everybody has junk paper or a piece of copy paper or something that they can use on here. So I'm just going to take this, and now I could just use the white, the back side, but I'm not going to, that's not going to be my finished side. So this, where it has a little bit of color on it, and it doesn't really matter, I can still see through that. I'm not sure that I'm going to like that, but we'll figure it out. I'll put some more stuff on there. So just kind of a little tip. Don't put both of your pieces of paper on here and then try to cut it out. If you'll go ahead and put, because we're going to cover the front and the back, go ahead and cut it out. While you can still see your edges. There we go. And so what I'm wanting to do is like a word a week or a scripture a week, just something that's just the thought that how God has touched and God has spoken. Let me get that, go ahead and punch that little hole there so I don't have to find that again. Let me back this up just a tiniest little bit so that you can, there we go. All right. Oops, already did that side. Okay, well, so since I've already done that side, and I'll just go ahead and use this to put my piece of paper towel down with. And get a good coat on there so it'll stick good. All right. Now, the paper, this is really cool about this paper towel is it's a 2-layer. I could put 1 layer on there, but I'm just going to go ahead and separate that. Like that. There we go. And then trim again. Now it's curling, and it's going to curl unless I do the same thing on the back side, and that will help it to go flat whenever it has that same moisture on the back side. And one more time. Catch that corner there. Punch it. All right, now this side. Doesn't have to be these kind of cards. It can be any old cards. It can be some that you picked up at the junk store, the resale shop, or whatever. You could even cut your own. These are also known as ATCs, or artist trading cards. 2.5 by 3, I think that's the measurement. So this has got kind of a little grungy look. It's going to be covered up anyway, maybe, but some of it might show through, but just in case. And then I might change my mind and just do something else on the back of this, since that's kind of cool. Just never know. All right. So now I'm going to trim this off. And I think my word that I'm going to put on here, and I haven't decided how I'm going to do that just yet, is going to be impossible. And with man it's impossible, but with God all things are possible. And what I was thinking and prayed about this morning is, I can't fix it, but He can. He's good that way. All right. So like that. I'm going to leave that alone for just a second. Leave that back side alone. So I have this little junk piece that I used in the study the other night, and I kind of like this, so I'm going to cut a little bit of this out. And I could stencil this in, but I think I just want to do this. And let me see how much of that I want to use, any or all of that. Go ahead and even that up just a little bit there. I'm going to cut that one in half, but I'm not going to take this all the way across. I'm just going to put it like right there. So a little bit more Mod Podge, or a lot more. Make sure it sticks good. Picked up the dye and it made a green smudge, and that's okay. There we go. Now probably to have avoided that and to avoid it for the next section, I'm going to go ahead and put a coat over the top of this to seal that color in so it won't move on to the next part of this. Okay, so there's a lot of things that just don't really matter, but sometimes that they feel like that they do. And this other piece of scrap paper, and you could use scrapbook paper if you wanted to. It's going to tear me an edge. That's way too much, way more than what I need, because I just want to do a little strip of that. And so I want the white edge to show. And I think that's what I want to do. And let me see, I want part of that to show out there. And then I have this little piece that I punched out with a little, this punch. And I'm going to go ahead and trim it just a little bit more. Actually, am I going to trim it? Do I want to trim it? Because I'm going to put it off the edge. Where do I want to put it? Do I want to put it there? 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 That's where I want to put it. Okay. So I used the little circle thing last Wednesday night. Let me let that little bit of yellow show through there. Put a little something on top of it. Let me trim these off on the back. Now the other thing that I have is I have this that was from my piece of paper where I hole punched those little pieces. Get off there. And I really kind of like that. So I think what I'm going to do with this is just trim around this edge. Get rid of some of this excess. Leave me a little bit of a white. Not a whole lot. Any reason why? No, not particularly. And if I can pull this up without tearing it, I'm going to set that underneath there. Let's see if that's what I want. Do I want that there? Or do I want it there? I want it halfway. Halfway? Halfway? Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Okay, so I had another thought. So I'm going to just use my hole punch and punch some white, some little circles with the white. Open that up, dump those out. I've got one yellow and some white. So we'll put that yellow one by the black, maybe right there. Here, and I thought about putting that right there, and I'm also thinking that it might need rounded edges, but I have a couple of angular pieces and I have a couple of several rounds. So I'm going to leave this one angular. It's also that side. Let's see what that would do. Nope. All right. Here we go, right here. Okay, so I tore a piece of my little journal page that came out of an old antique journal. Tore that off, and I'm going to put that down. Let me get some of this blue off of here. Blue glue, Mod Podge. Here we go. Put this down. This also kind of seals the surface of that paper too. And I have a piece of this left over. So what I'm going to do is tear the edge. I don't mind that that's cut. And then tear the edge over here. And make it look like it's taped down with that. You can use Elmer's glue if you want to. You could use a glue stick if you wanted to. Mod Podge seals, varnishes, kind of leaves a good surface to work from, but it's not essential. You could use matte medium. All right. And I'm going to call that one done until I go back and put my little text on there. Punch that hole again. I've got a little puffy spot right there where that didn't stick. So lift it up. Put some more gooey on it. Get back down there. All right. That's it. And let that dry. That's it. My little piece of art on the front and my little journal spot on the back. Okay, so sometimes I just don't know when to stop. So I put out some little white acrylic, and I've got a little sponge, and I've got the end of a thread spool that I've cut in half. It's got 3 little concentric circles, and so I did around the top and one in there and one there. I'm going to put one right around this little dot that's right here. If I get it even, okay. If I don't, that's okay too. Look pretty good. All right, so now I'm done. Okay, I'm going to show you how to letter it. So what I've got, my word is impossible. And it doesn't have to be like perfect in your lettering. I did with the pencil first, and I don't know that you can see that. Whoops, let me see if I can figure out how to get that there. But just lightly with the pencil. I won't worry about erasing it. So what really has kind of stuck in me this week is I can't fix it. As much as I want to, I can't fix it. But, and that impossible means it can't happen. Not able. But possible, with God, all things are possible. So there's a couple of things about that. P-O-S-I-B. I just misspelled that. Can I fix that? I don't know. Nope, because that's a permanent marker. So let's see what we can do. Possible. All right, so let me see if I can do something else to make it look like I intended to do that. We'll put that there. Make that like that. Extend that out a little bit. Make that O a little bit rounder. Give that eye a little shape there. Maybe that'll help. Possible. That means he is able. He is willing and able. And he is powerful. So maybe if I don't talk so much, I can spell stuff right. But the key here is, let's see, and he is mighty. And he is strong. God can. He is able. And he will fix it. And I'm confident of that. And the other thing I'm going to do is just put me a little dots around this edge here. So it might look like it's stitched down just a little bit. Doesn't have to. And I'm going to put my date on there. So the other thing is, on this one, is with God. That's in close proximity. That's having him near. With God. All. That means everything completely, everyone, everything, all things are possible with God. So there's my little piece of art. There's my little quote. And today is the 21st. And I'll add that to my key ring with the one that I did last time. Thank you. Bye.